It's from the museum. I work for the museum, so they give it to me to live stream the video.
Okay, because I need one of those so I can video.
think I'm going to do my own. Fantastic. Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Kirsten Marzi. I'm the Manager of Education and Community Engagement at Brattleboro Museum Art Center. I'm really glad you're joining us for our Vermont Blown Away event in connection with the Inspired by the Past exhibit with the Vermont Glass Guild, which is at BMAC through March 5th at the museum. In this program, Vermont Glass Guild artists will create new work in teams based on the ancient objects that we have here that Nina was just showing you. Admission for this program is pay as you wish. If you'd like to make a donation, you can do so at brattleboromuseum.org/support. And that donation helps us to continue to put on free programming for the community and for school groups and children in Brattleboro. You're welcome to ask questions on any time. If you're here on Zoom or on Facebook Live, you can do that digitally. So if you're here on Zoom, you can use the Q&A function and we'll make sure we get to your question. You can ask questions throughout the event. If you're here on Facebook Live, you can put your question in the comments and we'll get to it that way. So I think with that housekeeping taken care of, I'm going to get started in just a few minutes and introduce you to our glass artists. So for now, you can enjoy a look around the studio. This is the Fire Arts Glass Studio. The artists are just here getting set up and getting ready to go. So thank you so much. Yeah. Hi, folks, and welcome. I'm hoping that you can hear me a little better now. I'm Kirsten. I'm the manager of education and community engagement programs at Brattleboro Museum and Art Center. We're here today at the Fire Arts Studio for a live glass blowing demonstration with the Vermont Glass Guild. And this is in connection with our Inspired by the Past exhibit, also with the Vermont Glass Guild. Today they're going to be creating new work based on ancient objects. And you can see the ancient objects on this table over here in just a little bit. This program is pay as you wish, or by donation. If you'd like to make a donation, you can do so at our website, brattleboromuseum.org/support. And if you'd like to ask a question, you can do so at any time, and we'll keep an eye on the Q&A box on Zoom and also the comment box on Facebook, if you're here on Facebook Live. I think those are the main things I wanted to say. So in just a minute, I'm going to introduce you to some of our glass artists, and they'll get started with the show. Thanks so much.
Or should we just pull it out? Just pull it out. Pull Bob's out.
I don't want to go through though.
Just a second.
Yeah. So should we?
You want live? We live?
We are.
Yay.
Kirsten's out there right now. It's on Zoom, and then it's also on our Facebook Live on the Brattleboro Museum and Art Center page right now.
Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Kirsten. I'm the manager of education and community engagement programs at Brattleboro Museum and Art Center. I want to thank you so much for coming to this great event. And remind you, if you haven't seen it yet, the Inspired by the Past exhibit in partnership with the Vermont Glass Guild is on view at the museum through March 5th. And that's what this whole event is based on, this idea of creating new work from ancient objects. And we have two objects from our collection on this table over here. If there's an opportunity at some point for you to get a closer look, you're welcome to. If you are able to donate at all today, this is a free program, but we welcome donations. They really help support our work in bringing the arts to more and more people in the area. So you can do that through me, or if you want to donate online, you can do that at brattleboromuseum.org/support. There's refreshments on the table. If you have any questions throughout the event, Mina or one of our staff will help get those to the artists. And with that, I think I'd like to pass it over to Randi and Robert. Thank you so much for doing this. We're so excited to be able to.
Welcome, you guys. None of you have been here before. I'm so glad that this brought you through the door, and I hope that you come back. Monday, Thursday, Friday. Natalie and I bought the building in 2013. There are walls here, so everything that you see, we did ourselves. We've been open. Natalie is the ceramic artist in the gallery, and I'm one of the class artists. Just happy to have everyone here.
Sorry to interrupt, but when you're speaking, if you could kind of speak a little louder and directly at the that would be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect timing to turn it over to Robert.
Hi guys, thanks. I'm Robert Gruner, president of Vermont Glass Guild. Really happy to be here today. Kind of conceiving this event as a collaboration with the Brattleboro Museum to do a live show of being inspired by some of the historic objects that are in the collection at the museum. And they're on show until March. So if you get a chance, please check out the museum's collection. We're going to start, we're going to have two teams of randomly chosen names out of the bowl. And it's going to form a team of glass blowers. We'll have the first two names that are chosen will be the head gaffers, and then the other two names for each team.
We don't get to elect.
No,
No.
will be the assistant.
Fun
So
part,
we have all levels of experience and techniques. So
We're counting
Marta's
on
going to be
you.
very
Yeah.
great on torch work. So it should be fun. It's meant to be really just getting some of the Glass Guild members together. We've never really done anything like this before. We just thought it would be a good sort of morale booster going into winter. And a couple of the objects that we're going to be inspired by, we're not aiming to reproduce those objects, but there's going to be something that's unique in each one of those objects that we're going to bring and design something around what we like in that particular object. Hopefully it's going to be shorter than 2 hours. Hopefully we'll have some successful pieces at the end, which will be on view at the museum for the end of the show. And the pieces will be auctioned to help with the Vermont Glass Guild Scholarship Fund, which potentially will go back to the museum to the Glassdastics exhibition that they do every other year. And it will give an opportunity for one of the kids to actually take a live glass blowing class.
Like Larry, the love.
Like Larry, the love heart that was up here. I'm not sure what the kid that designed that, but you know, it's meant all to be fun and a jest. It's going to be interesting to see what we come up with, and it's Randi's studio, so she's really used to working out of the studio. So maybe we're going to have you work at that bench because you never work at that bench.
Yep, that's true.
But we're just going to kind of mix it up. Jane, do you want to come and pick the names out of the hat for the first head gaffer? And if you're head gaffer, you can tell somebody else to do something you don't want to do, right? You're the boss, so.
Bob D.
Oh, woohoo.
No, they're all pieces of paper are exactly the same size.
Josh. You make these.
I did not. Shoot, I really wanted Marta to be a gaffer.
Okay, and now the next two will be on Bob's team,
Okay.
or we do one on Bob's team and then one on Josh's team.
Sure, go back.
Okay, Mark's up.
Martha's on Bob's team, and then the next one's going to be with Josh.
Zach.
Zach, Josh.
Randy.
Randy is
Bob.
with Bob.
Nice.
Robert.
Okay.
So there's just a couple housekeeping things. Glass blowers, please don't drip your gather over my sill. I really like my shop clean. And for keeping it fair, we'll open the small hole all the way, and we'll open the two doors of the big hole, but you cannot open the doors any bigger. So they have to be the
Two
same
front
size, two front doors. You cannot use the bench torch, the big one, because that bench doesn't have one. Both have a small little torch.
The back gas. I know, I could have.
This will make it more fun. I don't know what kind of pipe. So the glass blowers are going to meet in teams of our new teams. We do need to decide as a group which object we're going to do.
We're going to try.
We're only doing one object to start, and each team is doing
Unless
the
we have
same
time,
object.
we can.
You guys, I think everyone could take a vote of which one, and then we'll just do democratic rule unless we're 3 and 3. We'll have Finn be a tiebreaker. Josh, which one of those two objects do you want to understand? We have to choose which one we're gonna do, and we're
No, it's an inspiration. So we'll get together as a team and kind of come up with what's inspired us, what we like
and
about
we're
it.
both to the same.
the green.
Zach,
Yeah, I like the green.
Marta. I already chose the green. We all agree.
Yay!
Okay.
Amazing.
We're all gonna start on that lidded bronze piece. And we need 5 minutes to meet in a group. I
Yeah.
gave everyone paper and a pencil.
Yep.
Does that make
Yep,
sense?
yep, great.
Any questions so far? Give us a moment. So the 3 of us are a team?
Yes.
It's your lucky day. So I don't know, I was.
Little animal heads. That's amazing. I never noticed that before.
See, I remember seeing this one.
Funny that, I wonder why it's hung. Was it an incense burn?
When it was.
Yeah, or actually, yeah, it could have been under a fire, because usually tripods are, you build the fire under the heat something warm. Yes. So did they make this in wax, lost wax, or not plastic?
But not much of a gas.
Or is this-
No, like
So I'll-
I could bring a bit to Bob and then you
Put
could
it
sculpt
on.
it, right? Yeah. I brought some, but nothing that I feel like.
One of the lakes.
I mean, this is like, that's butter knife, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have butter knife. And then maybe some sort of- I have, I'll get that. Make up. And then
Is that from the Ding Dynasty? A Ding vessel.
what about color, you guys?
Ding, maybe it's a musical thing.
Ding, ding. We can put color in the black and yellow, just pick it up like that. 'Cause we're gonna test your things now. Do you want some rod? Do you want some powder? I can donate. Just 3 rods. Color, but that's-
Textual tool, so we can indicate the decoration inside it.
Flower work and such, yeah.
What would you guys want to make?
Do you guys want color of any kind? Here's mystery color. I have a whole nother drawer. of color.
Robert,
Yeah.
could you introduce the artists
Yes.
again and clarify the teams for our Zoom audience? Thank you.
Team 1 is Bob Dane, Marta Burbaum, and Randy Solin.
Team 1.
Team 1.
Randy, Solin.
Team loser, not team 1.
Oh.
Team 2.
There are no losers here.
Josh Birnbaum, Zach Grace, and Robert. And so we're trying to decide what some of the inspirations we can take off of this and create. Is it going to be sculptural? Is it going to be functional? Is it going to be combination? I think to me, the major thing about this is it's a tripod. So I think that element we should be inspired by. The difficulty in doing a vessel that's oval that has a lid that will actually fit on it.
That's
Really
time.
tough.
Actually, also, it's just a little toward.
And I brought this
Yes.
over.
Yeah. Look at, and that's intentional because they're equally.
Yeah, they're.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That could be a nice thing.
Whatever color we want.
Functionally.
Oh,
That's interesting.
yeah, flat.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice. Thinner.
Cozy rings and then the tripod offset.
And is this the same as the legs? Yeah, so, because this was sort of a creature here, I'm wondering if that's supposed to be the.
So that's right up your wheelhouse, right? You wanna draw? Well, I don't know. Shape. I was thinking when it's put together.
Yeah, that's funny that they're different. That's a good one. That's a good one. Really interesting. A lid. So let's start this. Are there other pencils around there?
Yeah, there was one at your paper. So instead of trying to make a lid, unless you want to make a lid separate, it would all be one dome shape. And then your little, what are those? They're dinosaur heads. Could come off and we could add some windows.
Yeah, we could make a separate lid. May or may not fit later.
Right.
I think it's takes a measurement.
Yeah.
Is this going to be these? Awesome. Kind of have to.
We didn't discuss if there's
Or if
any,
we make it
any
taller.
cold working availability, you know what I mean?
Make it taller than this.
From down lower.
When you solid open piece of glass, they put it there, yeah, sinks in and makes a little puddle. Yeah, and we leave the color out of it. So towards the end, towards the beginning, so that it. Once we start to have a rough idea. Okay.
And if this is going to be like a spaceship,
I don't know, I consider that out there.
I know, we could have like a little like ramp and a door.
We could draw with paint, we have tons of paint.
Or even,
So we need to go
So we can put these on the floor plate side. Not having the opening of it interfere.
Yeah,
That's attached, it's while you're on fire. But it changes the proportions.
Right, well, that makes sense.
So that's okay because it's more proportionally to the actual piece anyway, because there's a lot of base and not as much. It still gives this rocket ship feel.
Here's some of the tweezers.
Yep.
And then already it's heat up. Spot.
Yep.
Just like break it off.
It's one of those colors that doesn't look at all like this.
What do you think about these?
Oh. Just roll solid, clear, and then roll it in a color. Sure.
and then we'll need something to pick up the like stringers. We're gonna do the drawing.
We can just torch paint on. Right?
Is that your pictures of you?
Under the arbor there. You tell me what color and thickness.
What? Yeah, some black
This-
space, some other
I'm gonna
contrasting.
need a tiny bit of cleanup. Okay. I've got,
Is that enough?
yeah, for 8 inches. I'll take that. Oh, yeah. That's more than.
Yeah, so like.
That's kind of a cool color for.
It's kind of the patina.
Yeah. Is that a?
That might be really exciting.
Yeah, so maybe we should have the light clear.
Either clear or.
Want to explain your process so far for the audience? What you're thinking?
Oh, we might leave a surprise.
Well, we're kind of being inspired by a space vessel. So taking
The tripod.
the tripod launching. And we love the fact that the lid could also be a dish. So if you turn the lid upside down, it fits on the counter. So we might have a tripod on the top side too.
Yeah.
So I think sort of the ovoid shape was inspired by the ovoid shape of the piece, but we're actually going to make it round. And then we're just kind of looking at some of the colors. But yeah, we're out of space on this one. We're spacing out.
Spacing out. I like it.
You're spaced out.
Great. Thank you.
But don't tell them what we said.
What do you guys think about this? These little.
It's your show, mister.
Okay. Here. Ronnie, do you want to explain what you all are thinking with your project here?
Well, we want it to be a secret, Kirsten. Go ahead, Bob.
So somehow this became a spaceship. And so we're gonna have the legs coming down. And they're still gonna be sort of elephant-like as they are there. And then there will be these little heads coming out. It'll be like periscopes with eyes, I guess. And then we're gonna do some clear applications that we then press in, so they'll look sort of like windows. And Marta's gonna make these little aliens.
Oh, fun. Windows.
And then we've got a couple of different decorative elements going on here, a band of color with texture on it. Yeah. see what happens.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah. Remember class task 6, keep them simple, keep them on access.
And so what's the plan with these?
Do the body in that color.
Both of these ones? That's both.
I think we could do both the body and both of those.
That vessel is matching.
This
Yeah.
one too.
I'm gonna put color in for us on the
Here.
far left, and I'll put color in for you on the far right.
Yeah.
I have right over there, Zach, is like that thing. It's always good to do, so it's so dead.
Just have to be, make these thick, nice and thick.
And that, I think that torch, see what we got.
Really stunning.
I think that'll start.
Bushy. Just keep it bushy.
We should set like a timer. Does anyone have a phone in their pocket? Do 10 minutes so we know when the color is hot. Oh, we both chose curry.
We did? Which is
Yeah.
curry.
This is curry. We both chose the same color. That's so fun. All those choices, right? Watch your body change for 1 second.
So maybe.
Oh, yeah. Marta and Bob, our colors on the far left. You guys, your colors on the far right. Up with a similar.
Hey, you must have some book.
I know, but that's weird. Weirdly.
Yeah.
Gappers, come with me. Gappers, come with me. In terms of housekeeping, that black box is incredibly hot.
I'll gapper feed it. Could you tell me what Randy was doing with the box there?
So we both chose color. In order to do color, the tank that's here is only clear glass. So in order to add color, you need to heat the color up to at least 960 degrees so it doesn't fracture on us. So we both put color in the boxes, and that's going to take 10 minutes or so to get it to 960 degrees. We're going to pick it up and then reheat it. So it doesn't
Great. Thank you.
and then I'm going to show these guys the drawing. Wait, this is 13-2. So guys, this is what Team 2 is coming up with. We took the inspiration in the space special. You're going to cheer for us. We'll get that. We're heating up the color now in the color box, and we're getting our teams ready.
Okay, so you guys, everything on the right?
We're probably going to go over lid first because we want to extend it to fit into the thing. Hey Randy, you want to, yeah, you can discuss with the live audience your plan.
Okay. So,
You're here? No, you're here, and we're there. Josh, have you been in the tools? So I've got
yeah, so there's gonna be those on top.
some shears and
We're gonna
straps.
actually go back to the lid. To suggest that, but not actually do it. And put it in those.
Isn't that so weird? I think that was really weird. That is so odd.
This will be good for
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hey, Randy, you want to push it back?
Yeah, they go right there.
Either in green. This is the tool cleaning. If there's any debris or oil on the tools, it will not work. So he cleans them all so that with the hot, it burns off anything that's not supposed to be there, so that then the tools work when he's ready for them to work. So if they don't work when you're ready,
Super
use time
festive.
and heat.
Okay, Marta, there's, that will look good on the plate.
Randy, do you have any just wood paddles?
Bottles?
Wood paddles.
There's a whole stack.
Hi, guys. Nice to see you. Yes. Yeah. How are you? Nice to see you. This is just basically broken color. There's a lot of ways you can put color on glass. You can take a big chunk of color and blow through it and add clear, or you can take the chunky bits.
Okay, what else?
Which is like super easy. And fast.
For Marta.
And yeah. Really. Sometimes you can even like blow a cup and like have the cup waiting for you and like stick another bubble inside that. Josh is not that way. But yeah, so this is called Fred. And the funny thing about Fred is that it is broken glass, and yet for some reason it really rarely ever goes into your. It doesn't like poke.
Perfect timing,
How that
Bob.
gets lucky. Randy, what's this one for?
I just thought it would be festive. Someone wanted to.
For giggles. Okay.
It's confetti. It's a little of everything.
Okay.
For you, my dear.
Those are
Chartreuse, I don't have, but come with me.
okay. Hang on. I'm coming.
Your yellow is curry. Your rod is curry, which is like literally curry, like crunchy curry. So it's powder, help yourself. This is your palette right here.
Oh, okay. Is there anything?
Yeah, each tube has a variety pack of thickness, so like if you know what I mean. So like, I'm not telling you that color, I'm just saying every tube has its own activity.
Right. So wait. So if the vessel is that that blue, you need something that's going to pop out. Pop out on it. So that was like
Outside though.
You're
Okay, timer went off 10 minutes.
All right, so we can start. Just run back and forth and talk about what we're doing, right? Yeah. So we just made a bunch of decisions. Our group is not, I don't know what that is. We are not.
So this is what we're doing here. So we got inspired from Outer Space. So we're trying to do a spaceship with a lid that comes on.
We have to share the calipers, guys.
So,
Beautiful color.
yep, we're gonna make the lid first. So hopefully size it better.
I think that's a smart idea.
Yes.
I'll be following you
Yeah, so
around.
he's gonna be moderating back and forth, and if we need you, we'll jump in.
Okay. Miss Nina, Miss Mina.
Nina.
Nina, this is Bob Birch,
Pleasure to meet you.
studio.
We also have a live stream going on.
So no rules on masks, kind of arbitrary. So we're gonna leave it up in the air.
Yeah, I think most of us are back. I have a blow hose.
I will.
Hour and 15 minutes to complete this, guy.
All righty. Okay. I gotta just clean these. I mean, the chunks are everywhere.
Randy, let me know. I'll tell everybody what you're doing. Moderate,
The moderator.
moderately moderating.
This is what we're doing, Bob.
What are you doing?
Yeah, this is a marker, and yeah, just take that. That is a really nice marker. Just take that paper off.
You're not doing this separately.
As of now, unless Mr. Dane changes his mind to change his mind. Are you starting trouble already? I see the moderator is starting trouble.
You're over the corner.
Okay.
Josh is.
All right.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob Birch. He's gonna help moderate. Moderate. Moderate.
You need any-
You have any questions?
Truth of the matter is, we should have a question. You're gonna see these guys dance. Over here, we probably have 500 years worth of glass. These are some of the piece that they're trying to make is a combination of long piece and tissue back. And parts of the piece are really thick, parts of it are really thin. Makes the dance incredibly because the thinnest part cools down a lot faster. You have to be careful because it's cracked. These parts are cracked. Don't be surprised if you see some cracking.
Let me know if you guys need anything. I don't know what that could be. So the door is a gentle lift and then applied. Gentle. Wiggle, wiggle, lift. There you go.
Robert, you still going to do a solid piece? One piece.
Just for you guys to know, the glass is 6 inches
Are you
down
gonna make,
from
Bob,
the
you're
top.
gonna make a line?
Hey,
So you can ask Bob Burt, because he's gonna be monitoring. Ask him to talk.
Bob, could you explain loudly to the camera what is happening out here?
Hi. I will. Why don't we go over here and I'll explain to the crowd at the same time. And we're gonna put you over here.
Yeah.
How does that sound? Then I can talk to everybody at the same time. All right. So what we're doing is Robert in the white t-shirt is taking a large gather, and that's going to be the beginning of that piece. All right. You want me to yell louder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
Hello. No. I'll get closer to her. You can come closer to me. Get as close as is comfortable, and make me look good. Okay. So Robert in the white t-shirt is taking an initial gather. That's going to be the beginning of the body of the piece. He's going to be shaping it and rolling it. Robert's been blowing glass for about 40 years now. So he has a lot of experience. So he just puffed into the pipe very lightly. And what happened is he blew a small bubble. Okay. So Josh Birnbaum, he's closest to us in the darker sweatshirt, and he has taken a gather. They're spooning water onto the blowpipe to keep it cool. Because if you gather really deeply for a long time, the pipe gets really hot. Now they're going to roll it. He's marvering it, shaping it. So the man in the checkered shirt is Robert the Gruner. He has a glass shop in Windham County up on Route 30, the Gruner Glass. And so basically we have one head gaffer, which is Josh and Robert, and then a lot of helpers. So, and I'm just talking.
Bob, we had a comment that said, "Looking good, Bob."
You had a what?
A comment on Zoom. Somebody said, "Looking good."
If anybody is able to do that, please comment and say Bob is looking good. That's a good thing to do. Can you hear me all right?
I'll just get nice and close when you're talking.
So I will let you do around.
Yeah.
All right. And I will just stay right at my back. All right. Now, keep you out of trouble. This is Randi, Solin, the owner of this beautiful glass shop. The lovely lady with a lovely smile. There she is. So she's bringing color to Bob Dane. So come over here. Stay away from this table if you can, just because they're going to be coming back and forth. You're going to do it up and down? Up and down. So they're going to apply color. This is called an overlay. And the most difficult part about this is to get it on center. 876. Come on, bring it. So this is called an overlay. So they're dripping that. That's hot glass. So they're centering it. Now I've trimmed it. Looks like a mushroom. Very nice, Robert. So now they're going to take that color and they're going to push it back and cover the whole piece. And that's going to be the basic color of the object that they're making. This is a special glass they're using. And all the colors they're using are made so that they fit together. If you mix different colors or different types of glass, pieces are going to crack. So the combinations are very, very carefully matched. Okay, this has a coefficient of a COE, as they call it, of 96, which means how much it shrinks when it cools. So let's go back over here.
Oh, you're welcome. That was really weird.
That's my kind of glass blow. That's
Not
why
like-
that's why it's not a cis job.
It totally felt like.
They added a layer of color. All right. And the color, most of these colors are made in Germany. Base glass is made in West Virginia. But those colors and the clear glass have to fit together. If they're slightly different glasses, you're going to run into all sorts of problems. This is called an overlay. That was Zach Grace who just dropped that bit. He's got a Brattleboro shop in Brattleboro. And he does some marvelous study work.
People love your explanations.
Oh, really? Oh, good. Cool.
Oh, here's.
So this is being zoomed online. Cool.
Yeah.
More famous. Famous. So Josh, you gonna pull that color down? We're gonna marble it down? Okay. What he's gonna do next is he's heating it up, and he's going to use that steel paper, hold it at a certain angle, fairly steep to begin with, and then he's gonna bring it down. And that's gonna push the color back towards the blowpipe. So, it's really very uniform. You get a nice even color, covering the color. Josh, you doing the top of the bottom?
We're doing the top.
Two pieces, top and bottom. And we're gonna separate the
I
top.
think so too.
The other team is gonna do one solid piece. We'll see how that works out. So the utilitarian vessel that won't open up.
I see what you're doing. Sorry.
Be talking to you too. Hi. So it starts really sharp. And now it's bringing the, see how uniform? That's a real skill to be able to use a marker like that. Like a mushroom. I won't make the X-rated comment. Well, I guess I did. So, do we go with the other side? Oh, yeah. The this furnace right here is about 1850, 1900 Fahrenheit. The one in the middle, the reheating chamber, is close to 2000. Well, I'm sorry?
Electricity.
Propane. So it's all propane. There's probably two 1,000 gallon tanks in the back. And they probably fill up about every 2 weeks. Any questions? Any answers? Oh, okay.
I'll help you gather.
I'm sorry?
Somebody's put a lavender oil.
Good.
Lavender oil is ideal for birds. Yes, sir.
Have you got a second to talk to the camera and tell them what you're doing?
Well, I'm waiting.
Okay.
Sometimes in the glass making process, you wait.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be coming through right here.
Oh, yep. So Bob has his
Right over
first gathered over the color. Getting the parts for later. Waiting for it.
So Robert, this is the body of the piece, right? This is a whole vessel.
There's no garaging.
No garaging. But I mean, you can park it. I mean, you can finish the top and you leave the top, right? In the count, we're not, it's one piece. We're not doing finished.
You should tell them. The other team?
Oh, they don't.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, our team.
Okay.
Not making it.
The other team is. I think.
Oh, that's their problem.
Really?
We got the calipers.
Ah. So he's shaping that outside layer. Is this the final gather, Robert? So this is going to be a larger piece.
Max out the hole, right?
You're going to max the hole? Cool. So he's going to swing it to use centrifugal force. Here, let's walk around the other way. Thanks, Marta.
Behind you, Mark.
We're just marking very many words.
I got some heat on that other.
Yeah, that's cold. That's cold. Can you crank that up?
Randy just did.
Are you're going to make the body up first, or you're doing the lid first?
Yeah, we're doing this top part here.
Okay, cool. They have the calipers over there. The other team does. What you got? Any questions?
No, I just want to see. Hurry
Oh,
up.
I'm sorry.
See what the man's doing, yeah.
I'm not sure what he's making. Which part?
I'm not sure. Robert, what part are you making? So we're doing some experimenting on our little handles on the side, little round guys. So we're gonna make a few so we get them right. So.
And now,
That was one of those colors. Yeah. That's it.
So both of these teams right now are working on their second layer. Well, actually third layer. They've got a layer of clear, a color layer, and then a more clear. And both of these groups are going to do another layer of clear, so it's going to get fairly large.
Josh, you do another layer, that's it.
I'm sorry, I'm in your way. Just give me a kick in the butt whenever I'm in your way, okay? Take another large gather over there.
A little bit of black. So Marta can use it to draw with later.
See that gather?
Last ring.
Nice gather, Robert. So Randy's doing stretching color right there. That's going to be part of the design that they'll be using to draw onto the piece later on. So she's making basically colored lines that they're going to lay down and pick up later. Shall we take a walk?
With a torch.
Pulling a bubble or a stone? So Robert's pulling a bubble out of there. In my shop up in Putney, I charge extra for bubbles and leave them in there.
This works out great. That you got to do this for cheaper.
Nobody's on fire yet.
So you're doing a good job then, Paul.
So this piece does not look like it's moving a whole lot, but actually it's very, very hot. It's moving a lot, and it's he's really straining to keep that on center. So he's got a small diameter pipe and probably about a 10-pound piece of glass on the end of it. We're in your way at all, Randy.
Not at all. You're doing an awesome job.
218.
Brilliant. Go, love it.
So now Robert's going to shape it with a wooden block. These blocks are made out of either cherry, apple, or pear wood, and they're soaked in water all the time. Let's take another walk.
Very, very active. One trainer heats it. So that is maximum open off.
All these wooden blocks that they're using, they're made out of either cherry or apple, or usually a fruit wood. So that type of wood will take on a lot of water. At the same time, it's really hard, so it doesn't burn out very easily. Those blocks, for the most part, last about 3 or 4 months each, and then all the wood burns away.
There's wax here for you guys.
So all the wood tools, for the most part, are soaked in blocks. All the metal tools, except for shears and things that you're using for cutting, are layered with beeswax. So whenever you smell burning beeswax, it always reminds me so much of the glass blowing house.
He's pouring water on that so the it doesn't get to his hands.
Exactly. The pipe, if you keep it in the furnace very long, it'll heat up to about probably 300 or 400 degrees
Right.
very easily.
The handle on it, but it can only take so much.
Yeah,
And he's using his other hand on the next part.
exactly. So what happens is after you've been blowing glass for 10, 15 years, what you do is you keep the piece on center all the time. Because if it gets off center, it's really hard to recenter it because of all the weight on it. So, you know, you'll see glass blowers, it's really hard to tell if the piece is moving. So Robert's making buttons that are going to be testing buttons. He's kind of figuring out how to make certain pieces that are going to be added on to the vessel. So Josh, this huge piece of, and I've already used it for a second. Sure. Probably, I don't know for sure, the Wall Street Journal. For the most part, Wall Street Journal doesn't leave any scars or marks on the glass. I'm not kidding you. I had
Boston.
Oh, I hate Boston. I have 2 women over in New Hampshire that save the Wall Street Journal for me. In fact, the Wall Street Journal, their main company, called me about 20 years ago and they specifically asked me why I was using their paper to blow glass. And I told them it was just the best paper around to blow glass. Hot news. Yes, newspapers still use it.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Ours has a cozy.
What?
Ours has a cozy on it, so you saw it.
Really? Nice. Yeah, I want to do that.
careful not to get on the hot glass, real hot glass with it.
Can you do me a favor? Can we slide down 1 seat and that way I won't be standing in front of him when I'm talking? Any suggestions?
People love the explanation, so it's been really
Okay.
good. Yeah, thank you.
You're Kirsten.
Yes.
You're from the museum, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Any feedback you can give me would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing a great job.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'll screw up in a little bit. Let's take a walk. Come through. Robert, looks good.
Oh, thanks.
You want the color on the outside or? Just take.
Bristol?
Get together.
You?
That's my husband.
Mhm. Who's Bob? I'm Bob. And this is Nina.
Nina.
This is optional. You're just like, hey, I've got a spot.
Does anybody need a hand? No? There we go. Very good.
So I'm gonna get one more down there. I'm gonna roll it in color and then I'm gonna bring him a big band.
Cool. Oh, so you're laying on the band. Okay. Are you coming in from behind or in the side?
Potentially, I mean, you know, but I only want you to like, wanted it to be available. It's,
So Randi, Solin, is just taking a large gather out of the furnace. She's going to bring it over here and she's going to roll it on the marber, shape it. This is a ring that's going to go on the piece. Randi, what do you do for a living?
This.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I'm a glass blower in the daytime.
Very good. Randi is the owner of this wonderful establishment. He's never invited me over to blow glass, except on this. So let's go back to the audience.
Yeah, I feel like I should give it a quick.
Oh, no, let's stay right there. Randi's gonna marver this and use that. And then she's gonna come over here and they're gonna do a is it a long thread you're putting on there or a cap? Big cap?
big
A wrap. So you can see all that color in there.
It's fun.
What
Yeah, right.
what colors are those, Randi?
This is that beautiful autumn blend.
Ah, okay, this is a
All
blend.
right, Bob, I'm gonna heat it for you.
Okay, this is a blend of colors from Germany called an autumn blend. She's gonna come over here, so walk this way. One of the main things about being in a glass shop is don't surprise anybody behind them, because they'll turn around and hit you with a 2,000-degree piece of glass. And it'll leave marks. Both will. There she goes, running around. All right, here comes a big lip wrap. So they're laying on a color. Very nice. Wow.
Works for anything else?
You probably it's a good idea to have about 10 years worth of experience to do that. Look how perfect that ring is. Very nice. You guys did great. Wow.
We're professionals.
All right. It has to be the right, be a really good circle around the piece. You have to be very careful and very precise, because if you make one mistake, you don't get to correct it, because it is where it is. right? Like, yeah, you'll not be able to be changed. So what's next, Jeff?
We're gonna transfer this onto that rod. And then open up what will be the bottom of the top part.
What they're doing is they're going to do a conceal. So they've got a rod with glass on it. And what's going to happen is they are going to connect that and then break it off the flow pipe. So this is for the top. This is really tricky because when you do a round shape, that point is rounded. And what happens is that has a tendency to be incredibly fragile as opposed to a flat bottom. So that connection is just very, very, very delicate. So from now on, they're going to be tiptoeing. So he's chilling that, and then he's going to tap the pipe. And he's going to and now you got it. Give him a big one. Very nice.
I'm done. I'll see you guys.
So what happens from now on, they have to be extremely delicate. So that rounded shape on the bottom doesn't adhere really well, not as good as a concave or a flat bottom. So they're going to be tiptoeing because you drop feet faster than, you know. So now they're going to start to open up into a round hole, and that's going to be the top of the piece, I think.
Yeah, they were starting.
Well, let's go take a look over here. So they're torching that connection over there where they did the wrap. Move it out.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, look what we missed. Very nice.
Probably. I knew I assist.
So, Marta, hold up your tool.
It's a pastry tool, I assume.
Well, I don't mind.
Are you done with this?
No.
You're going to use it again? Very nice.
It's a pie crimper.
So they're using a pie crimper over here to do an embossed design on the piece. So they're making a pie. So he's using that torch to heat up a spot, and then she's pushing the tool into it to leave a pattern. So Robert, is it possible to heat that up and show that to the audience over there so they can see it?
All right, you okay? Everyone good? Tommy, you doing okay? All right. What's the next move?
So Robert's gonna, the other Robert Dane in the middle is gonna bring this piece over so you can see what he just did. We just keep bobbing up all over the place. So what he's gonna do is he's used tweezers to pull the top up, and then he's gonna take these shears and he's actually cut all the glass. He's gonna cut around the top of it. He's not even it off and make it more uniform. Randy?
Yes, sir.
Gonna come over and give you a little quick view of what they've done in the intricate design. Can you see that? Yeah.
Well, my only question to you is.
So you can distribute. Beautiful.
Year by year, I get a little bit.
How's it going, Robert? So are you parking pieces?
We are.
How many you parked so far?
We got one car.
So what Robert's working on is another button. All right, he did one about 10 minutes ago, and they parked it in the oven that holds it at about 1,000 degrees. Then they're going to pick that up later. I can't bend over that far. Yeah.
In the parking lot.
I was going to, and I was like, no.
Yep, it just holds it right.
So 1,000 degrees.
So anyway, the temperature that they park these buttons on is about 1,000 degrees. And that's right at the point where the glass is soft enough to relax, but cold enough so it doesn't change shape. And that's really close to what the initial holding and cooling temperature begins at, around 1,000. Any questions? Come on, just one. You guys have any questions? So this is full of gas. It's a liquid. When you turn that valve, and it turns into a gas. They're starting to open up the top.
This is a tricky move. We're gonna try to make a ring. Like, so it's a lid. So the ring is gonna make it kind of sit on the lid.
You're gonna do a lid capture ring. So it's gonna sit between the ring and the lip.
Yeah.
Okay. So what they're gonna do next is they're going to lay a wrap of glass around the outside of that.
Push down the bubble with the tip of the flag.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. He just said they're going to use a RISD ring. I've never heard of that. So I have no idea what a RISD ring is. I never went to RISD.
No idea how it's gonna come out.
So I'm going to learn something here.
Bob, we had a question
Oh,
from the Zoom audience. They asked if any of the artists have worked together.
I think most of them have worked together one way or the other. I mean, we all know each other pretty well. And yeah, I've worked with probably most of these people. So anyway, yes.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, here comes the RISD ring. Well, they're adding their fruits on the other side. Let's take a look. You gonna do another one?
One more. Three
Cool.
is the magic number.
So these are the little handly things.
These are our windows of our ship.
They're making windows over here.
Grab a bench torch. Grab a bench torch right there. I think it's a big one. The other one. Yeah.
Not allowed. Don't listen to her.
I'm coming in together.
So Randy's going to bring another.
He's not ready for me.
Oh, Randy's going to bring another gathered glass. She's going to marver it, and then she's going to bring it over to the piece, and they're going to add it onto that. This is a window. A little bit of cooler. This glass is called 218, and it's a beautiful color. We love it. And it's a German glass. All your colors are Kugler or Reichenbach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not guessing. Oh, right behind, Lena. Is that what you're saying? Solin.
Are you doing that so it sticks better?
Yes.
Oh. Here we go. Out the window. Boom. Very nice. I was going to flatten it out and spread it out a little bit. Very nice, Randy. Way to go, Bob.
Okay, Randy, learn how to gloves.
What do you need?
Gloves.
Oh, so this is a risky lip. Where are you going to wrap it?
Are you coming in?
How's everybody doing? All right? You guys are really quiet. No?
Fascinated.
It's fascinating. It's wonderful. If you pay attention to when they carry that piece around and when they set it down, he's setting it down by lowering his knees because he wants to set it down as gently as possible. Because if he sets it down too hard, it's going to crack, fall on the ground, and probably end up being a mess. So whenever they move that around, they pick it up really gently, they set it down really gently. Just barely hanging on. And also, all these glass blowers are working in a new area. The light's different. Except for Randy. The light's different. The glass is a little different. So you have to be even more careful because it'll throw you off. A lot of times, if you're blowing glass at night, it's a completely different story than working during the day. Because the glass shows up a lot more, it looks a lot hotter, and it's not necessarily hotter. Hey, Josh, whenever you're doing something exciting, warn me a little bit. Give me a heads up. Okay. Randy, when you're going to do something inspiring, give me a yell and let us know. Oh, let's go look. Alien. Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, wow. Hey, does that mean I shouldn't be a glass blower? Hey, how are you? Hmm?
Yes, for eyeballs, but I just got it, the little earpieces.
All right, look at that. Very nice.
Okay, I think that makes a little knife thing.
I'll get the.
Like that, you know, we'll do
So you can kind of see that this is
okay. Well,
really
we'll
physical.
draw
These pieces are heavy, hot, and hard to move around. You have to be delicate. But at the same time, she's doing very tiny, tiny, precise work. She's drawing aliens.
Why is that?
You can't tell. Her hands are getting really, really hot. Really bordering on.
Oh, that is Fantastic. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that amazing? The audience loves it. All right. I'm up pretty close. Aliens.
I would like to,
How many aliens are you doing? We're gonna-
just one.
Just one, oh, okay.
I wanna reiterate the fingers, or
Right.
at least the, the very
Yeah,
tips.
yeah.
So
With the
just
black?
flash, well, not just on a dot.
Oh,
to do a better dot,
Those are alien fingers.
to give it more dimension.
So we even kind of made-
So if you wanna smush them down right now, you could, and then I'll go in and
Mara is working on
Right now, what she's doing is really difficult because usually when you're working with this delicate a piece, you have a wrist support. And she's doing it without that. So she's kind of doing everything freehand. So this is really difficult.
you are so kind.
Oh, trust me, I've messed up.
It's just hot.
Yeah. And your hands are bordering on being painful. I know, yeah. But that piece is throwing off a lot of heat. These are alien fingers or hands or something.
Fingers. So you can use a little knife and like
Oh,
pat those little stairs, like that one there. Yeah.
so what he's doing is
His body's a little.
charring that paper,
Wanna add
and
another
that will
layer
tell
of
him the
that?
size of the opening. So when they do the lid, to fit the lid on,
Now with the black.
they'll know the right size.
that's the moon that we're gonna fly to space.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think so.
Love it.
Well, I mean, unless you guys have any other feelings. I mean, I would gladly go back and do some. No, I'm gonna keep.
You're putting eyeballs on it.
Oh, eyeball. Now they're putting the alien eyes on over here. So the alien looks like this.
Can you polish that with a knife, like crack it down? He does have no
My
nose.
little baby.
How do aliens have noses? I just don't know.
Very good. God works in mysterious ways.
Or dog, whichever one you're apt to have. Okay, are we smiling? Smiling.
Yeah, I think.
So just give me like, after whatever my last meet is, that's like 10 or 15 seconds.
This is called a RISD ring.
Like.
And that's so that the lid will fit right over that.
That's on, we'll knock it off and get ready to stick it on.
Are you doing decoration on the lid?
Yeah, we're gonna stick on 3 of these. Donuts.
Okay.
It's
Donut buttons?
yeah.
So they have 3 of these buttons, parts, 2 of them parts in the annealing oven at 1,000 degrees.
So after this,
And they're going to start to add these buttons to the piece. And now what happens is it starts to get really tricky because you have different thicknesses and different sizes. So pieces cool down faster and slower, and the piece wants to crack. I mean, it's just hanging out there. Can you see how delicate he is with that piece? He's tiptoeing.
So.
Did you see that? He just, you didn't even hear it. when you set it down.
So.
So Zach, you're gonna pick those out of the annealer?
We're gonna take them off of the rod and put them on this paddle and transfer them over to Josh.
You're not gonna heat them? Okay. So they're gonna do a little bit of a risky move. They're gonna bring those out of the annealer at 1,000 degrees. They're gonna carry them over and then they're gonna place them on the piece. And around 900 degrees, the pieces will crack. So they've got to be really careful. So they're toying with exciting things happening. So you're going to put the first one on hot, right? Okay. Yep. But I mean, this one you're going to go straight in. You're not going to drop it on the pipe warmer.
Yeah.
That one's going to go on hot. Robert is famous. One of the things Robert's famous for is making, what is it, crab shells? Hermit crab shells. So he's used to working with really delicate, small pieces. You gonna put it on now? All right, they're gonna apply this. He's cutting it to make it more delicate. Josh is gonna heat up that piece so it doesn't get too cold. All right. All right. Josh is going to heat up that one particular spot. And then they're going to, right where the bubble. Oh.
Hide that bubble.
Very nice. Okay. Going to pick it up very carefully. And all right, here we go. I'm going to pick it up. You got to be very careful because it can crack. Very nice. What they did is they put that over a bubble, which was an imperfection, and they hid it.
Oh, perfect. Right on your page.
You want that? Nice delivery, Robert. There we go. There's two.
Yeah, that paper works. I'm gonna leave it right there. Okay?
Nice trick. Zach is heating up the tip. Josh is heating up the piece. And there it goes. Wow. Round of applause for that. Let's take a walk. Hey. Doing great. Having a ball. Well, I like watching people sweat. So they're adding their pieces on over here. There we go. Nicely done, guys. Look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. You're gonna do 3 legs, right? 3 legs.
3 is not a number.
3. That's what happened. I've been staying away from 3. Pull that up. Robert, how's it going?
Great.
Having fun?
You got two Roberts. Robert, Bob. Andy's.
Marta, hold those up so they can see that tool. That's beautiful. Oh, I want one of those.
Big holes in the feet.
Are those titanium?
They are
Coming around.
Behind you.
carbide. No, tungsten.
Oh, okay. So they'll cut right through the glass.
Whereas those ones that they're playing with their steel.
Where are we boxing?
Black and dealer.
We're not boxing. We are not boxing.
Oh, there's a whole setup over there. There's a torch over there.
There is-
Robert, that's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'll do perfect later.
Yeah, well.
I do perfect at home.
Bob first.
Yes.
Can you help Josh Birnbaum get the torch from his bench over to that knockoff area?
Where's not? Oh,
Right there. Those people are pointing. Sorry.
So where's your staff? You gave the day off.
Where's Tucker?
Ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I didn't know, Marta.
No, I know. I was just speaking to the gaffers.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So that's what you do at home.
That work? Josh, did you get what you needed? Okay.
So.
Where are you?
There you go. Probably safer.
They're pretty consistent, or it's a little bigger.
So is this coming off now?
Trying to, well, we're waiting for Robert's.
Oh, right.
Part to be cool.
Okay. So right now, probably in about a minute, they'll take that off. And then it's got to very quickly go into an oven to cool down very slowly. Also, he's got to be careful about heating it too much. If he heats it too much and turns it, the centrifugal force will stretch that top out, and it'll be different than the measurement they took on before. So he's not heating up it a whole lot, because these will spin out as you turn them. So Randy, stay here. Randy.
Yeah.
Did you run this piece over in front of these people?
The outside or
No,
the
we're
outside hanging?
Yeah, just so we can make the bottom part not too flat. It's not gonna be too small.
Okay, I'm ready. You're ready. We're gonna knock this off over here.
So, hey, Zach, are you ready to stick that on? Oh, and then we need gloves to put it away. Here, so, put away one.
So now they're gonna take this piece off this rod. So he's gonna come over, putting a little bit of water on it. He's gonna lay it on top of that fabric and then he's gonna tap it and it should separate from that rod. Then they're gonna torch the bottom of it. Okay. Did you see how easily that came off? It's really delicate. Now they're really going to torch that. Is it okay? Got to be very careful. They can crack it very easily.
Half done, right?
These are tough? That was the top?
That's the top.
That's the top.
No problem. You got this.
How much time do we have?
About 5 minutes. No.
15 minutes.
Yeah, you know, the bottom's just got 3 legs on it, a little bit of an ignition engine, the right diameter,
No
piece of
problem.
cake.
Then you just need on the bottom is 3 pins. Hold the rocket up. Oh, this is a rocket ship.
Oh, you know what we might need is some slightly longer straight shears for cutting the rocket.
Yeah.
Come on over. If you watch over here, Randy's reheating this piece, and she's got about that much clearance. If she hits the side, it's going to either stick or leave a big mark on the side. So she's being really, really careful. You can leave part of this piece in that oven very easily.
I was thinking of like plain polishing.
Gonna add a button to it.
Crown punting. Crown punting.
Good luck.
Piece okay, Josh?
Yeah.
Well, spots money.
Oh, I love the alien. All right, let's back up. They've got to be really careful right now. They're going to transfer this from one rod to another. It's called a pontile rod.
One super quick flash pop.
Timing is really, really important. He's going to make a special shape on the end of that to make it even more delicate. He's got a ring punny so far. It's made a ring. And now he's crimping it, and it's going to look like a little crown. So this is called a crown punny. You can do solid punnies. You can do ring punnies. You can do crown punnies. You can do sand punnies.
Dreyfus.
What?
Dreyfus.
You can do a dry fit. What's a dry fit? Three prong.
Those were my favorite.
Randy's got to get in and out of that. Now she's heating in the large furnace and he's heating over in the other tank. So here we go. This is critical. This is tricky. This piece is beautiful.
Things from each other.
Oh, I'm taking all sorts of stuff home. All right. Good luck, guys.
So super hot, super chill, hopefully causing enough stress.
Yep. What they're going to do is they're going to very delicately stick that one connection onto the bottom of the piece. And then they're going to take and chill the neck of the piece either with wood or metal. And then they're going to break it off the large blowpipe onto the smaller punchy rod. Beautiful. Now they've got to center it very carefully. If it's off center, it's going to spin out crooked. So they're centering it. And here comes Randi. A little bit of water to chill that connection, and then she's going to tap the pipe right about now. Here we go. Lift it up, tap it. Beautiful. Very nice. So now they're going to chill that rod because it's a little bit hot. Are you going to trim that lip, Robert? Okay. Robert's going to bring that piece back and here, trim that lip and make it more uniform.
Are you? No, she cut out okay. So finish the piece.
So what problem?
I'll pick up all the color at once. Okay, I can do that. Do it now. You want art and Sophie?
Red pick up color. I can also Sophie that.
Oops, sorry.
It's a monster.
Are you going to do the fins all at once? Cut 3 out of 1?
No, I think we'll be separate.
Your time is up.
Money it's out. But nobody gets the $10,000 reward.
Are you working on the fins? Fin?
I'm working on a color overlay.
Color overlay. Okay. Overlay next. What they're going to do is they did this before on the other piece. They're going to get that color that Zach has, get it really hot, and then they're going to drop it onto the piece, center it, and then they're going to spread it out so it covers the whole piece. What color is this? You don't know what color it is. Mystery green. This is green. At all, yeah. They all look orange. I'm sure, yeah. Yep. Marta, what are you guys doing? Marta, what are you guys doing now? The lip trim. Okay.
And preparing for the last reattachment.
The last what?
Reattachment.
They're going to reattach it again?
No, like the last three parts.
Oh, okay. Oh, the top. So what they're doing right now is they're going to trim that lip. I'm sorry. I'm very wide. Oh, right. Okay, let's go over there. Oh, they trimmed it. Oh, nice job.
Well, you're gonna jump at that shot, right?
Then you can make a lid for it.
I put some gathering rods up to make the fins.
How's it feel competing against your husband? Are you winning? You're winning.
Sure.
So much.
Well, do you want to use, that's what I'm thinking, like the jack to sort of exit.
Think about this color, just to work with, it's happening.
How are your feet feeling? Are those feet you can get a push in? Yeah. I can give a little squish.
So they're going to trim that lip again, right? Maybe.
Oh, nice.
You're going to tap that off, Robert? So instead of trimming this lip this time,
What he's going to do is he's going to pour it out. It's really small. Take water, kill it. And you'll tap it.
oh, so we're putting the water on right now.
Yep.
Second.
Ready?
You have to be careful because that has to take it off the other rod.
Robert, do you think you can take that over to show them what you're doing, the audience? Okay, then we'll do a little tour. So he'll bring this piece over so you can see it.
All you see is the back so far.
What they want to do, because they took this piece cone. So what they were just doing is heating it to the coal, opening it up a little bit so that cone, that metal cone will fit in there, and they'll take it close to that and round out the top.
And it's a good idea to have a hole in the piece,
It's good to have a hole in the piece.
or period. For annealing,
Or all you're doing is just, oh, really?
because otherwise you have to treat it as a solid.
Do you vent all your ornaments?
Okay, look at this. That's a lot. That's all pure talent, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna gather over this.
Yeah.
Oh, you just,
Or we can,
They're small.
it's fine, yeah.
you want it, you're just color?
But if that's not a good one, that's fine.
And then you want me to marker it into a little tiny thing, or you're gonna pull?
So do you want me to come in?
So because that metal pipe over here is slipping along the feet on the piece, that section of the piece is really fragile. So they're throwing the next to heat on it, just so it doesn't get too cold and fall on the floor. So they've got to gather glass on the end of that rod. If it cracks or anything, you can tell that it's too cold.
You want me to just marker it all back into a point, and you're gonna take a little bit at a time?
Are these the 3 additions on the top? So the vessel has 3 points. On the top, they're going to have those points right now.
Okay. So if you apply it and snip it, you could flatten, and then I could do the eyes and mouth. Want one more flash? Do you want me to?
Yeah, I want to flash. So I'm going to.
Yep.
But we need enough for the nose, right?
Did everybody see the piece that they're kind of working off of? No, the actual piece.
Please just feel free to gather.
Does anybody know how old this piece is? How? 3 to 4,000 years old.
I could marker or just come back. Coming behind you, Bob.
Wait, they use their hole.
I want to flash. The longer they work with me, actually it's becoming kind of area. Becoming complicated.
It's bigger.
So, relax.
You ready? Yep. She's doing it again.
This is where you don't get to mess up. I mean, once you do it, it's done. Very nice, Marta. What kind of metal were we talking about? So those points that she's using to shape that piece, it's tungsten. It's a fairly rare metal. And even when it gets hot, it doesn't stick to the glass.
And it can drill holes.
And it can drill holes right through the glass because it doesn't stick to it. It's magic. Any other metal that you get too hot near the glass will stick to it immediately.
They use it in welding too.
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful.
We're almost there. I think it says non-binary.
No, non-binary. We just found out that the alien that they put on this piece is non-binary. Non-binary.
You want a flash on your funny? Oh, yes, that I thought you said the same time. Yeah, Bob is rocking this one.
Last one I'm gonna ditch it, yeah?
Well, I would hang on to it for a second.
Just in case you need a
Well, I have an idea. So we have this hole in the top, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we make like a slug? Or like a fork, like a separate piece. Yeah.
So you're gonna put a ring over the hole.
Yeah.
Well,
But not hot.
not hot.
Not hot. Friction.
What do you want with this?
To make a stopper. So like just a cone shaped stopper. And maybe that's the stopper material.
Like jack that off cold, you mean? It's gonna be a stopper, or you're gonna do it hot?
Yeah, cold, separate. We'll box this and we'll put that.
Decision. What they're going to do is since there's a hole in the bottom, they were gonna make that smaller, but they've changed their mind. And instead, what they're gonna do is they're gonna make a stopper that won't seal into it, but it'll fit into it later on. So the piece will have a stopper on it. With probably some kind of ring or design on the top. So they're designing as they're going along. And at the same time, I mean, he's maintaining a heat around probably 11 or 1200 degrees. If it gets too cold, it's going to crack. That's why they're constantly going back to reheating. And I'll tell you, his arms and hands are kind of tired. All they're used to doing this is so long. We're going to punish that pretty quick. We're going to put the fins on first.
Kids on first. And then we don't have.
So this piece is going to be a rocket ship. So we're going to put the fins on the rocket ship before they take it off the rod. Have you got your fins done, Zach?
No, we're coming right up.
He's going to make fins right now.
So they're not finished.
They're not. Somebody just asked, so they're not finished.
All right, we're making the fin.
Yeah, this is a finished piece. Finished design.
In there with me. You guys got the tool there. Yeah, there you go.
Are you using the mystery breathing? No. All right, let's come back on over.
Who's gonna open the email letter? Bob?
I'll open it if you want. Which one are you going into?
Left side, it's just a gentle lift and then roll. It's this black one. Over here, yeah, left door. A gentle lift and then a roll.
Hi, Robert. So what that does is captures that piece of 700 degrees, 1,000 degrees, and then break it off. And that piece will probably be in there for at least a day. It's fairly thick and intricate, so the cool there and Say what?
And I've got the.
I think so. I'll double check. Randy, how long are you going to anneal these for? Overnight, so they'll be able to be photographed tomorrow? Okay. So, possibly we'll do that tomorrow.
I won't be there, but I mean, if you want. Probably better not getting out of there. Because on Monday morning. You are. Don't screw it up.
museum is gonna post pictures on Facebook too.
So if you want to see these finished pieces, it looks like they'll be annealed overnight and then photographed tomorrow and be in the reformer in the next few days. They haven't talked to the editor, so they don't know when it'll actually be put in there, but trust me, it's worth being patient and taking a look.
And they'll be on the museum's Facebook page.
And they also will be on the museum Facebook page, which is
Brattleboro Museum Art Center.
Brattleboro Museum Art Center. Check it out. Any input?
Shoot off, lady.
I hear somebody in it. Oh. I'm impressed. Wow. Now they're making the stopper, they're just transferring it to another rod. Like that. You're out of Prosecco over there. Okay.
What's amazing, we probably have over 150 years of glassblowing experience in this room today.
I said 500.
500? How old are you, Bob? Jesus.
500.
Well, I've been blowing 47 years. Zach, how many years have you been blowing? Josh, how many years? 20 something. Zach, how many years have you been blowing? 25 years. Robert, how many years have you been blowing? 40 years. Randy? 34. Shit, we got 200 years.
I got you all.
Damn.
50 over here.
Aging group.
Yeah. 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 That's for all of them. You don't turn it off. very often. And if you do, you empty it out. Or it'll crack the large crucible. That large furnace where they're taking all that glass out. It's on all the time. So we pull down the glass to the large crucible. It'll crack that box. So you don't let it cool down the glass. Turn off the light. Turn on the
Hi. Oh, that was good. Fireworks leader. Best team ever.
So that second one was problematic.
So gentlemen, we're almost done, just saying.
We're almost done too. Both went over the time with it. You're both disqualified. So you're going to the winner.
Or do you want to come over and take a picture of that? Yeah, just show it to people on, we'll get a quick
So
look
we
at
were
it.
given the okay ahead of time.
Okay. See that? This is the,
That is great.
this is the stopper that's going to go into the inside, the top of the piece.
We will do on the cold side.
So it actually is at the top. So that's the kind of the beginning of the piece.
We don't
So it's actually
want
called a
any
starter
Open orifices
instead
on
of a
our
stopper.
spaceship.
No way.
Very sexy.
Is that a rich red copper ruby?
No idea what it is.
Should I continue?
Okay,
So,
I get a
wanna-
sponsor in New Zealand.
then you can look at our master.
Yay!
Double high five. Nice teamwork. Beautiful.
So that was the finishing touch. That's the stopper that will go in the opening. Whoops. Josh, what are you working on?
Well, this middle of the thing's didn't go very well. It's gonna be in the way of the computer.
So you're gonna push it out?
So we're gonna push it.
So they're gonna move one of those pins just a little bit.
Turn a little
Very nice, guys. What's that? A little off center, they just cut off part of it.
Yes, we are.
The gallery is open every day, 11 to 6, and some Sundays, 11 to 5.
Josh, you gonna put a ring around it?
I think so.
Or that comes later? Does that come at the end?
This here,
Yeah.
that was the like.
Oh,
where
that's
it
already
sits.
on it. Okay.
Look at that.
Anybody have any questions? You guys have been very patient. I don't think so. I mean, the probably bottom might be around just a little bit straight up, but other than that, I don't think there'll be any cold work once it's done. Both pieces will probably be just completely cold work.
To sit.
I don't know if I mentioned it, but if you do want to see a picture of the finished product, probably within the next few days.
You said the
Or
reformer, yeah.
Brattleboro Museum Art Center. So here's where they're gonna put it up.
There was a line from the museum and the food is.
So they've got to be very careful of both the temperature of the connection on the small part, but also the larger part. So they're probably going to heat that up a little bit. If they don't stick it on well enough, it'll fall on the floor.
Yeah, when you're ready, Rob.
Especially when you put a conceal connection on a rounded bottom, it doesn't hold really well. It's even more fragile, so you have to be extremely careful.
Nice shot, Josh.
It's chilling that neck, and the glass shrinks a little bit when it gets chilled, and it sets up stress. He's going to drop a little bit of water on it, just a touch, and then he's going to tap the rod. And the vibrations from that tap, it's actually the sound that's going to transfer into that connection and break it off. And also the thing is that sometimes when you tap it, it'll separate from both and it just hits the floor. So the temperature of both those connections is really, really important. So there was just a certain amount of time where one was really cold enough to crack and the other one was soft enough to hold on. What?
Oh, I'm a conservative, so I measure everything all the time. Like they're just using their experience, their eye. And the-
And also this lighting is different. Everything's different.
Oh, yeah.
So,
No, I would take it with that.
Josh, how you doing? Nice.
Plan that.
So you're gonna trim the lip, Josh? Yeah. Okay. So they're gonna use the shears and they're gonna trim the top. And what they're thinking about now is they want that piece to fit with the other piece. So not only are they being careful and just to finish the shape, they're really thinking about the overall form too. So Randy, what glass is this? Spruce pine batch. So you're running batch all the time. Okay. When they call it batch, it means that they're using the raw materials that are pre-mixed.
All the sacks right there. The
Yep.
white 50-pound satchels.
I used to use batch. I used batch for about 20 years. But whenever you charge them, a little dust is coming out of there. Gets on the floor, and your cat comes and lays on the floor, takes it in the house. It's dangerous. You have to be very careful. There's a lot of problems, diseases associated with glass blowing. So you have to be careful about that kind of stuff all the time. And I pay probably twice as much as they do for the glass that I use, but I don't have to deal with all that dust.
Because you're in your home.
I'm next to my home.
You're actually home and there are no cats here.
Yeah.
What are you melting about?
Crystallite? Not crystallite. Cool. And it has a tendency when you torch it, go amber. I hate that, because you can't repair anything. Or you have to burnish it off and it goes fairly deep. So.
Yeah, I'll grab that. Thank you.
So that's the one thing that's bad about it. That and the price.
Yeah,
Really, how do you like it?
I like it, but it's got the same thing. It's easy to burn up with the torch.
Okay.
It's really easier on the gun.
Well, batch is horrible. I mean, batch will eat you and the furnace. So what do you blow?
Depends on the bed.
What do you blow?
Spruce pine for the clear.
You're doing the same.
Antiquity on the loose.
But my colors I didn't make from scratch when I have the color.
So the batch actually looks like flour. So Josh is tweezing, it's called tweezing up the lips so you can have something really even to cut. Gives a new meaning to cut glass.
Yeah. That's so much fun. I'm glad that you picked up the phone. Real life.
So that's
Okay, I was like, yeah. Like, oh no. Class? Oh, that's fantastic. Sorry.
So they're going to start using calipers and get really careful about the size and shape. so that these two pieces will fit precisely together.
Guys are so quiet. What's going on? I know.
Here's our color, a nice brown. We
Not
had no
yet
idea what
brown.
it was gonna be.
Gotta be careful because this can pop or crack. So it probably won't, but be very careful.
Oxidized,
What?
it's like a shell, it's like an old shell, the old shell tank.
This will probably change color a little bit. Sometimes when you pull it slowly, more of the reds will come out. Hard to tell.
Well, those pieces yield together.
Yes. All of these pieces, the two pieces from this piece and the other one, they're all cooling out.
Well, I meant like a.
Will they put the lid on?
It will not. Sometimes you do it to keep the fit right, but if it goes too hot, it can stick together. So now they're going to start to open it up.
So Mina, is this gonna be recorded also?
Yeah, they're gonna post it on the YouTube page for the Brattleboro Museum.
Blowing glass in someone else's studio is kind of like wearing someone else's clothes.
And yet it looks so comfortable.
I might wear other people's clothes sometimes.
So the lid's going to fit over that, right? Zach,
One last move with the paper.
is that top going to fit inside or outside?
It's outside, I guess. It's gonna
It sits on top of the rest. Rest of the.
Now they've got to be really careful because those fins are long, fairly wide. They cool down pretty quick. And if they get too cold, and they're on the cold end of the piece right now, you can't heat it up too much or the honey will get really floppy. But at the same time, you've got to keep those fins hot enough not to crack. So they're kind of tiptoeing. Back to the Wall Street Journal. Beautiful shape.
Yahoo!
So not only are they working kind of at size, they're working on the shape too, to make sure that those two pieces fit together tightly. So when they put this piece away, it's still going to be around 1200 degrees. All right, away it goes. I'm just barely going to have to touch it, tap it, get it off there. And they're going to put it into the annealer, which is probably around 1000 degrees right now. Right before they do that, they'll torch that connection on the bottom. Smooth it out. Very nice, guys.
Thank you for joining us. And you can see the pieces at the museum in a little bit, or you can look at our website or social media.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everybody.